Well, we've got Thanksgiving coming up next week, and I like to call it Thanksliving. The Bible tells us there are only two things that are going to last forever. The first thing is that's going to last forever is the living word, Jesus Christ, and his written word, the living word and the written word, the Bible, living word, Jesus. The second thing he says he's going to take from the planet that will be eternal are people. Now, guess this: everyone is going to live forever, either with God or without him. And what determines whether a person is going to live with the Lord is, do they have Jesus Christ in their life? Have they relinquished the control of their life to him? Have they asked him to come up in and take residence up in their lives? And so recently, I was thinking about that second one, people, and especially as it's been Thanksgiving. And I started making a list of people that have had an impact on my life, who've made some contribution to me in a significant way. So I went through that list, and I could have had three or four times this many, but I look at that list and I put my mother down, and what a great person she was to encourage me and challenge me at a young age. And as I grew up at home, a young man named Sherry Hadley that took me to a retreat years ago where I gave my life to Christ before I went into the 10th grade year in high school. Ernie Gilmore, the man that was speaking at that retreat where I gave my life to Christ, and we later became dear friends. An uncle, Uncle Denzel, who, when I was a little bitty guy, showed me how to throw a baseball and shoot a basketball and literally drilled me and disciplined me so that I could be the best I could be as an athlete. And that led to being able to get a scholarship and play basketball in college and get my education. Then there's Reverend Ed Justly, a man I didn't know well, but gave me an opportunity when I was in college to work with high school kids. And that gave me that exposure, which then I went on to work with students for the next, 18 years of my life. Lee Sizemore, a man I met while I was in college in my hometown in Bradenton, Florida, who had never been able to walk. He was born with a very rare disease. He was in a wheelchair. But through basketball and him coaching a team one summer, we became dear friends, and I'd love to tell you more about him. His record is amazing. Ruth Ann, my wife of 30 years, who passed away in 1999, who rubbed a lot of rough edges off of me and helped me to become more the person the Lord wanted me to be and the more the person I needed to be in terms of who I am and what I do. My daughter, Kristen, who just had a birthday yesterday and is a wonderful mother to three daughters. And she has just been a delight over all these years. Jim Bankhead, who lives in South Carolina. I don't know how many grandkids he has. They're all over the place in South Carolina. But Jimmy and I went to graduate school together, and what a dear buddy he is. Chuck Miller, a guy that taught me years ago about disciple making, and that has stuck with me all through these years. Howard Hendricks, professor at Dallas Theological Seminary, who died not long ago, who again pointed me the way in terms of disciple making. Doug Coe, who also recently passed away and went to be with the Lord in Washington, D.C., who I believe was one of the most powerful men on the planet for Christ and impacting leaders around the world. Then my son Luke, whom we adopted years ago from Edna Gladney home in Fort Worth, Texas. What a crazy guy he is, and do I love my kids, Luke and Kristen. And then Joe came along. Joe is my son-in-law, and I prayed for a great husband and a great father, and he came into our lives, into Kristen's life, and what a dear guy he is, and I love him dearly. Then when my wife passed away of 30 years, Ruth Ann, never thought I'd get married again, and then lo and behold, he brings in this phenomenal gal named Punky. And now we've been married 16 years, and what a contribution she's made to my life, as well as just being my soulmate and partner. So all the family. My family is not huge, but what a family it is. And then I got a couple great buddies. John Gillespie, Richard Ellis, my pastor, Rob Wilson, and there are a few others that I could go on and on and on and name, but people that have been very special in my life. So here's my challenge to you for Thanksgiving. Make a list of people that have been prominent and have made an impact in your life. And once you make that list, sometime during Thanksgiving week, thank the Lord for them, but also contact them by letter, by email, by phone call, getting together for lunch or coffee or whatever, and let them know what they meant to you. The Lord smiles on us when we are grateful to Him and to others for what He and they mean to us. You think about that and do something about it this Thanksgiving.